Joseph Stalin, a name not as loud as Hitler's, but in silence, he shaped the 20th century. He didn't shout, he didn't hold grand rallies, he didn't pose as a hero, but from behind a desk, he ruled the largest country on earth. For over 2 decades, he decided who would live and who would die, and he did it quietly. Joseph Vissarionovich Jugashvili was born in 1878 in Gori, Georgia, then part of the Russian Empire. His father was a drunk. His mother wanted him to become a priest. As a child, he was beaten, isolated, and poor. But young Stalin, then called So-So, found books that changed his life. He discovered Karl Marx, and he joined the underground revolution. He robbed banks, organized strikes, and operated in the shadows, all for the Bolshevik cause. After the 1917 revolution, Lenin became the leader of the Soviet state. Stalin took a role that seemed minor, General Secretary of the Communist Party. But from that position, he slowly built his empire. He wasn't a great speaker like Trotsky, but Stalin knew how to control the system. After Lenin's death in 1924, Stalin moved quickly. He presented himself as Lenin's true successor. Trotsky was exiled. Opponents were removed. All power flowed to Stalin. In the 1930s, Stalin launched the Great Purge. It was a campaign of terror. Generals, intellectuals, farmers, even party members loyal to Stalin himself were arrested, tortured, and either executed or sent to gulags, cold, brutal labor camps in Siberia. Then came the Holodomor, a famine in Ukraine, not caused by nature, but by Stalin's own policies. Millions died of starvation. Some call it a tragedy. Others call it genocide. In 1941, Nazi Germany invaded the Soviet Union. Stalin was shocked. He had signed a non-aggression pact with Hitler, but Hitler broke it. The Soviet Union was caught unprepared. But then came the resistance. In snow, in fire, in blood, Soviet soldiers pushed the Nazis back. The Battle of Stalingrad became a turning point. By 1945, Stalin stood beside Roosevelt and Churchill as a global leader. But peace didn't bring freedom. Stalin expanded his grip across Eastern Europe, launching the Cold War. In his final years, Stalin grew deeply paranoid. He saw enemies everywhere, even his closest allies. He feared betrayal, from doctors, ministers, even his guards. Then in 1953, Stalin suffered a stroke. He lay unconscious for hours. No one dared to enter his room without his permission. By the time they acted, it was too late. The man who once controlled the fate of millions died alone. Stalin transformed the Soviet Union. He turned a rural empire into an industrial superpower. He helped defeat Nazi Germany. But at what cost? Tens of millions suffered under his rule. In prisons, in camps, in famine. He ruled through fear, through silence. He didn't want to be loved. He demanded control. And he got it. Even in death, his shadow remains. Was Stalin a political genius, or just a cold architect of fear? History remembers his name, but do we truly understand his legacy? If you want to hear more powerful stories like this, subscribe to the channel, because behind every name in history lies a story we're only beginning to uncover.